Welcome back to Bloody Good Chats, where for the next 30 minutes we are your best friends, so sit back, relax, and let's have a bloody good time.
Period.
Hi guys.
Hey.
How are you? Cacao in hand.
So good. It's the best part of my day.
That looks so good.
Best part of my day is having Solar Stick.
And you put salt on it?
Yeah,
too?
I put a little
just
bit of
see
salt
that.
on the
Yum.
top. It's delicious. This is, I think, the perfect cup for it because it doesn't over mix, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's bigger too. I feel like all of our cups are like really short, but that one is a tall cup.
It's honestly, I'm
cup.
addicted. We had actually, I was speaking to a girl yesterday and she was saying she's fully given up coffee because of Solar Stick.
So good.
And she said she's on a subscription and she's like, I need to figure out how to make it last a month. I'm having like 2 a day.
We
and
need
I was
to
like,
change
oh my God,
our
babes, me
subscriptions
too.
to like, we can choose like a fortnightly one, a monthly one. But that was honestly like one of the reasonings behind Solar Stick, guys, was because a lot of the times in our programs we recommend women to get off the caffeine.
Yes.
Because caffeine is one of the very controllable things in our day. So if you can reduce the amount of caffeine that you're having, reduce the stress on the body, see positive changes all around.
We should do an episode, Caffeine in the Cycle.
Yes, very true. Well,
let us know in the comments if you would like that episode.
Yeah. Very true, because I was speaking to someone yesterday as well who has endometriosis, and she works in a coffee shop, and I was like, how much coffee are you having? And she was like, oh, just like 2 a day. And I was like, are you having it after brekkie? She was like, no. And I was like, I wanted to have the whole like phone call to tell her like why as well, and be like, this is what's happening, this is why, but like I didn't have enough time, so I feel like doing an episode purely on that would actually be really helpful.
So helpful.
Shout out to you if you're watching, girl. But today, guys, feels really special. I don't know about you, I feel like this is like a really nice
reminiscing.
It's very reminiscing, and we're actually in the launch week for cohort 10 of Hormone Harmony. So this is when like enrollments are open, we're in back-to-back calls with people who are interested in the program. So I feel like reminiscing on what even brought us here in the first place is actually quite a nice way to start the day.
It is beautiful.
And it is only 9 a.m. as well.
Yeah, this is an
We're
early
getting
one.
this going.
The weather's been very on and off, so we're like, let's get in and get it done.
Yeah, so if it starts raining.
We have like 11 calls today though, and I said to Mary, I was like, do we really want to do the podcast today? And she's like, yes, we're not doing it on Friday.
Nah, I can't do it on Friday. I honestly feel like Friday, I can work until like 11 o'clock and then my brain's just like, nah, even 9 a.m. Yeah, Friday's just like it's like a half day all the time. But anyway, we wanted to speak to how we got here today.
How we became menstrual cycle coaches.
became menstrual cycle coaches. But first of all...
Yeah, let's do a little cycle check-in. You go first. Okay. I went first last week.
I'm cycle day 14 and I had a positive LH test yesterday, which is very exciting. So I know that I'm about to ovulate in the next 36 hours. Yeah, and I feel good. Like, I just feel like pretty steady, pretty cruisy. I do know that I get a little bit bloated around ovulation, and I can kind of like feel that. Like, Eliza was like, do you want me to make you a Solistic? And I was like, oh, I kind of feel like pretty full already. So I'm just going to make sure that today I'm staying really hydrated, and I'm also going to we've got like a little walker. So I know Eliza's already gone for a walk today, so I'll be able to hopefully snag that, and I'll just make sure that I'm like moving my body as well. And yeah, feeling good.
Love
feeling
that.
Really good.
So good. I'm cycle day 6. So I'm like just towards the end of my bleed. I'm like literally just free bleeding, no undies, nothing. There's just like
just on your indigo lunar skirt.
Yeah, just on my indigo lunar skirt.
Love that.
Because there's literally nothing. There's literally nothing going on. But yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling ready for a new cycle. I really don't have that much else to report, if I'm honest. So boring. But no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready to take on a new cycle,
you know
like
what
I just said.
You know what I've just realised, though? Is that we're both in the perfect times of our cycles for a launch. Usually we're both in our luteal phase, and it's like we're either back-to-back emails, back-to-back calls, voice messages.
I think that's because this year, guys, we've actually added an extra cohort in. Like, we usually don't have them this close together. There's usually, like, this year we've got, like, 2 weeks break and then we're into another cohort, which we love. But last year it was, like, a 4-week break. So I feel like it just kept staying
in
on
that
our cycle.
Phase. So now it's gone a little bit closer towards our higher energy phases, which is so nice.
So nice. I'm sure it'll switch back by the end of the year,
Yeah.
but we can handle it. We're big girls.
We can. And sometimes like just sitting there doing calls in your luteal phase, connecting with people is actually really nice and nourishing.
100%. And I feel like different phases of yourself help different people as well.
It's always there's never a mistake ever. Like you're always in the right phase at the right time for the right reason.
Yes,
and
I agree.
There's just no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. But as Maya was saying, we are going to reminisce. We're going to take you a trip down memory lane, tell our story and how we got to where we are today, how we got our certification, because I feel as though this is definitely a very new realm of work. I feel like there are so many women that reach out to us. This is probably one of our most asked, like second most asked questions, other than like Maya's curly hair routine, about like how, where do we get certified? And so many women I feel like don't realize this is a job, and neither did we.
Yeah, no.
3 years ago. So I feel like this will be nice and insightful, maybe give a bit of inspiration to those of you that are thinking about jumping into this world, or maybe never thought about it, but maybe this can spark some inspiration. So yeah, really excited to take you down the
memory lane. And I like riffing on what Eliza said about this being a very new realm of work. That's very true, because the school that we studied at, they were only founded in 2020. I'm pretty sure. I saw that on their story yesterday, because it's Menstrual May. This is when they take their enrollments for new menstrual cycle coaching certifications. And yeah, she was saying that Cyclical School was only founded in 2020. So that's like 6 years ago.
Wow, just a little baby.
Yeah, and we did it in 2023.
Oh geez, baby.
Yeah, so we were like pretty in there. Anyway, we've got it's a good story, I think.
Yes.
I mean, I think all of our stories are good
kind of
stories.
be like, yeah, Maya just thinks that, like, I could go for a shit and she'd be like, oh my God, that was the best story ever.
Eliza just did a shit. That was amazing. Honestly.
So funny. Anyway, this kind of will be blended into a bit of a big chunk of this is going to be our story and how we started CIS, because I feel as though we can't really tell one without the other.
They go hand in hand.
It'll be kind of like a mix of both. And we have told this story before, but we're going to tell it again.
Yeah, we are. And we'll probably be a bit more concise this time, I think.
Yeah, for sure. But I guess we'll start from the start. So Maya and I were working completely different roles only 3.5 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was working in a sales job, and Maya was a chiropractor assistant.
Yeah.
And we were best friends, still are, and we loved hanging out. We really started getting into our holistic era.
At the same time as well.
At the same time.
Yeah.
We also came off the pill at the same time. We were going through lots of things in sync, which is funny when you look back now and what we're called. But we really loved hanging out together, and we started like diving into listening to things like Abraham Hicks and Louise Hay. I think we both read Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. We would do a lot of breath work and meditation. Whenever we would like go to the beach and tan, we would just literally put on meditation and breath work. And we really loved that. And we were like, wow, this is so sick. And we just would have these amazing conversations with each other. And we thought, what the hell, like surely there's going to be other girls out there that would maybe want to do the same. And that's when we decided to post it on our Instagram story. Maya was very reluctant.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny too, because I would post anything on my Instagram story. Like, I'm an open book. You go to my Instagram, there's always something on my story. Except for when it came down to posting that, I was like, that's way too serious.
Yeah, it's putting yourself out there, right? Because like when you post something like that, you, in the back of your mind, like, what if no one rocks up, and then you catch up with a friend, they're like, oh, how did that thing go? And you're like, yeah, no one came. Which is just part of it. You really have to just be like, well, no one came, but
I gave it a shot.
Yeah, I gave it a shot. But lucky for us, it was divine timing, obviously, and a lot of women came to that first session. So the session that really why we decided to do this, as I said, we loved hanging out, blah, blah, blah. But the sessions were just a space to catch up, meet other women, because where do you make friends in your 20s unless you're going clubbing?
Especially when you're on that brink of you're not really partying anymore, but you're also like you haven't fully stopped partying either. Like we were in that weird in-between stage of our lives where that was where you would go and meet people, but it wasn't actually resonating with us anymore. And we were like, we want to do more wholesome activities to actually make those deeper connections 100%. Instead of just like a drunk bathroom. Oh my God, I love your outfit.
Literally. I think those old friendships, not all of them, but there were some of our old friendships that weren't serving us as we wanted them to anymore. But we also didn't have those new friendships that were serving us. So we were like, I don't know, not empty, but like we were just like, we weren't, you know, we wanted more and we were eager to find more. And then, we posted on our story, hey girls of the sunny coast, we are thinking of doing a catch up every Wednesday morning, coffee, breathwork, meditation, chit chat. And so many girls replied to the story. And we had 22 girls rock up at our first session.
And even those girls who didn't come, the thing that made us keep going was the fact that there was so many people in our messages afterwards saying, that looked so much fun, please do this again, like I want to come. And then we were kind of like, oh shit, like we've got to keep this going. People are actually wanting this kind of connection.
Yeah.
And we just dived straight in and we made it our Wednesday morning ritual, and that was where Souls in Sync was birthed. Like I think we didn't even have a name or a joint Instagram account until like the 5th session or something like that.
Yeah. And then we created an Instagram account. We tried to think of a name. This had nothing to do with menstrual cycles, by the way, guys. That's like a big piece of the puzzle.
I think I still had super, like my skin was always flaring up. Like, because that's where I was in that in-between of like, I was dipping my toes into the holistic side of things. And I was wanting to also share like what Eliza just spoke to with others, but I hadn't fully like connected the dots myself yet. So I still had super painful periods, really bad skin, and was like on that healing path, but I feel like I was in that phase where everything got worse before it was about to get better.
Classic.
It
usually does, guys.
Exactly. But I remember rocking up to some of those circles like super embarrassed about my face.
Same.
Like I was always just like, you know, makeup on first thing in the morning, or just like, oh, I can't do this today because my skin's so bad. Like I remember that being at that time. I was also going through a really weird breakup as well, so I was very stressed. But it was like all happened. When it rains, it pours.
When it rains, it pours. It was. And God, guys, that was the most nerve-wracking thing. Like sitting in front of like even 5 people, you're like,
they're all just like waiting for you.
And you're like, wait, I'm in charge. What? This is so scary.
Who put me in charge? Imposter
really
syndrome.
That's not the gardener that just pulled up next door,
I did
guys.
just hear that. If we hear a whippersnapper, oh my God.
Then we continue to do that every single Wednesday morning, and then kind of fast forward, I think it was like 2 or 3 months down the line, maybe 2 months, I decided to move overseas with my partner. Mind you, Maya and I both still working full-time jobs. I think we had like 100 followers on Instagram. It was very small, very cutesy-wootsy, like very
women's circle vibes.
Circle. Yeah, exactly. So I went overseas. Maya continued doing the Wednesday mornings. Bless her, for a whole goddamn year.
I showed up. I did not miss one,
which is amazing. And then I kind of picked and chose when I did the circles online. Because I was traveling, I was going out and seeing the world. Some weeks, you know, there was some consistent weeks there, but there were also some weeks where I'm like, I cannot do it. I'm on a plane or I'm doing so. But we did do a few online cis circles. I did a couple in Hyde Park and then also Vietnam with my work, which was really cool. But it was still very much, you know, women's circle vibes and friendship vibes, like making new friends. And then this is where it gets so blurry for me of like when it stepped from this to menstrual cycle,
because it happened, it was like bang, and then it's very Eliza and I, though, as soon as we have our sights set on something, we will not stop until we get there.
And I think it was really, we stumbled across the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle, and I don't know if any of you girls can relate to this, but when you start to read about the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle and you've never heard of it before, you're like, wow, this is me. This is everything that I've felt my whole life since I've been having a period. and this person is putting it into words exactly, and it just sparked something inside of us, and we were like, this is going to change the world. Like, I remember I have a video, it's never going to be seen ever, but I have a video of me in the UK. I'm in this backyard in the garden, and I'm like, this ebook is going to change the world. Like, more women need to know about this. Like, I remember talking to it late at night with Jessie. We always have little business chats before bed. And I would just be like, Jessie, you do not understand. This is going to change the world. Yeah. And it really was like that.
It was.
So I think that's why it feels quite blurry, because it literally went from 0 to 100 in a week, I reckon. We just found this topic and about the menstrual cycle, and we were like, whoa.
Yeah.
We need to share this with our community, because we had a little growing community online.
We did. And I think as well, from like a less like cycle perspective point of view, we were also doing these circles for free. So this was our time that we were giving to these women, and we never wanted to charge for this, because we wanted it to be something that was easily accessible to everyone. And we wanted to, like, I just think putting a price on that for me didn't feel right ever. So when you step into that world where we're like gaining a little bit of traction online, Eliza's taking Souls in Sync online, we're like in this online space, but we're still also like doing in-person events. There's an opportunity there for making like money, obviously. And we knew that we didn't want to charge for people to come to these circles. That was always going to be free. So we were kind of dipping our toes into, okay, what can we create that's like a product there? So people who can't make the circles, we can be like, oh, well, we've got this product for you. Or people who make the circles and they're like, we want more, we can be like, here's this product, and it's there, it's optional, you know, they don't have to purchase it to still be a part of something. So that was what got us on that route. And then we were starting to create this ebook and came across the cycles, thought, holy shit, we have no education about this, but we want to write it about the 4 phases of your cycle. And then I think it was really beautiful, because as we were learning about the 4 phases, we were also integrating that into the circles that we were doing. We were sharing it online. People were like coming to us like, oh my gosh, you're so right, I've never thought of it like that. We were reading books like In the Flow, How the Pill Changes Everything, those kinds of like cycle related books, listening to podcasts. Like, we were just like
dove head first. And with all of that, like, our cycles started healing. Like, we started having pain-free periods, our skin cleared, and that's when we really knew, like, wow, we can help other women. And like, it's taken us fucking 3 years to clear our skin.
I think mine was like on and off.
It was so long. It was just such a long,
painful.
Yeah, it was really like emotionally taxing. Like, really, it was fucking hard. And sending my love, like giving you a big fucking hug right now if you're going through any of that, because it just felt so
consuming.
Yeah, it was all consuming. You were worried about your next period, and it just felt like you were going 1 step forward, 3 steps back, 1 step forward. So to think that we came across all of this information and we knew that we could line it up in a way that was so simple and easy for women to be able to just get through it and get through the other side. We were like, this is our calling, and we knew. But as Maya was saying, you know, when we did come across it, we were writing this ebook, and that's when we kind of redirected our ebook and was like, nah, fuck this. We're writing the ebook on the 4 phases of your menstrual cycle and teaching women the basics of what your cycle is. And that ebook is still live, guys. If you want to have a little look, it's in the link of our bio. But we also we wanted to do this right. We were like, we see a huge future in this, and it feels
so aligned.
Yeah, it feels so aligned, and it also felt, what's the word I'm looking for? Not wrong, but it just didn't align with our values not getting a certification, if that makes sense. We were just 2 girls that were using the online world to gather as much information as we can. And to be fair, looking back now, you can get a lot of this stuff online. Like, I think the whole idea of like getting a certification and going to uni is very like old school thinking, but very still much ingrained in us.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think very like, we're so grateful we did what we did. Yeah. So when we kind of had those conversations like, hey, we want to take this seriously and we really want to be able to help the community the best that we can. So we know that we need to get a certification to really make sure that we're like covering all angles, really.
I just remember like researching stuff and like putting it into my own words in this ebook, and then thinking to myself, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah,
am I
is this
allowed
right?
to like say this? Is this actually legit? And that was definitely it was almost like security for us too, knowing that what we were putting in there is actually correct information, and it can go and help someone instead of it being, you know,
just
like,
our personal
experience or misinformation, because obviously
there's a lot of that online.
There's a lot of that. But yeah, I think it was like late one night, and I've just searched up on Google menstrual cycle course or something. And it's funny because I must have searched it up towards the end of May 2023, which is their enrollments for the course that we did are open in May. So it was literally like divine timing, because I think they only do this cohort
once a year.
Yeah. And
I think, but the enrollments had closed.
Yeah. So I've searched up online menstrual cycle coaching course, or menstrual cycle, I don't know what I even searched up. And Gemma Lee, her cyclical school has great reviews, so it's straight at the very top of the Google search.
Great SEO.
Yes. And it's a school in the Gold Coast called Cyclical School that came up at the top of my Google search, and I've clicked on it, I've read through the information, I've sent it to Eliza. I think you were like, obviously she's on the other side of the world, but I think she was awake at that time, and we've just gone, oh my God, this is perfect, this is exactly what we need. It was like a 6-month certification with then like 3 months of your own teaching, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's like 9 months.
9 months altogether. And I've scrolled to the bottom, and it was like the cohort starts in like a week's time. Enrollments have closed, and I was like, nah. That's not on. Enrollments aren't closed, not for us. And I think we both emailed Gemma, and we were just like, hey, like, please, like, we're too, did we even think about it? I think I might have slept on it for like a day or two before I sent that email, actually.
I feel like I messaged her on Instagram straight away.
Yeah. And then I remember going to work the next day and like talking to my bosses about it, and I was like, because I'm not going to lie, guys, like it's
a lot of money.
7,000 Australian dollars. In reflection, best money I've ever spent. But when you're coming into that and you haven't had any time to think about it, thinking of just dropping $7,000 straight away, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a really big sacrifice. But yeah, I think I only slept on it for 2 days. Gemma got back to us saying, yeah, we're happy to take 2 enrollments, and we did it.
Yeah.
And we jumped straight in, and that was how we got out into cyclical school. And from then on, we had 6 months of like going back into our study era, which was like, obviously we're still working 2 full-time jobs as well. Not 2, like 1 each, 2 altogether. But I just remember like from the very first call, it was like, wow, this is so where I need to be. And like this information, like I remember one of the first slides ever, Gemma said, menstrual blood is the only blood that's lost without violence, but it's the blood that society demonizes the most. And I remember like hearing that, and like my whole world just like pivoted, and I was like, everything that I've ever believed about my cycle or thought about my period blood like just kind of like fell apart, and like my reality just like drifted away from me. And I was like, wow, I've just been exposed to this whole like new chapter of education about my body and my cycle.
Yeah, I remember the first lesson as well, because I had to get up at like 3:30 a.m. I actually have a video of me being like, before the first lesson, being like, hey, I just woke up. But I just know that I need to document this moment because this is something so special. And it really was. It was amazing. There was so many girls in that cohort.
I think that was one of her biggest cohorts.
Yeah, it was huge.
Like there was people from literally every single country on those calls.
Yeah, and everyone got to share. So they were some long calls, but they were so fun. And honestly, yeah, as Maya said, it went for 6 months. There was a module on the cycle, module on coaching, and then a module on business.
Yeah.
And yeah, Gemma it's in the Gold Coast, but it's online, guys, just as heads up. So anyone in the world can join it. And then we had to do practice clients for free.
We got paired up with a client in the cohort.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then we had to do practice.
So we had like a
clients.
buddy client, and then we had 3 practice clients. I think she calls them pro bono clients.
Yeah.
Was it 3 or 2?
I think, or maybe 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit, I was so scared.
I was so nervous. And also my buddy client was not from our cohort. She was from the cohort that had previously graduated, because there was like an odd amount of numbers. No, I got paired up with someone, and then they ended up disappearing, and I don't know what happened. So Gemma had to pair me up with someone from a previous cohort, and I remember being so scared, because I was like, she's already done the coaching, like she's so much more ahead of me, and in her journey, like I'm gonna look like such a fool. And it's just like that whole internal battle of being like, well, you're only learning, so there's only so much that you can do. And I'm actually so grateful for that experience, because I feel like I learnt a lot from that coach as well, because she'd obviously walked her own journey from there too. But yeah, we had buddy coaching in the program.
Yeah.
We had to record the modules and like send them to Gemma as well, so she could like see what our coaching was like. And then we had to find 2 pro bono clients, so free clients in the community, which was, I remember we posted on Souls and Sync. It was a Instagram story, and it was a link to book a discovery call. And one of my now friends, I would love to say, Maddie, booked in that call from the United States. And me and Eliza were like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy. And shout out to Maddie, she went on and did cyclical school after that too. So it's like such a big ripple effect.
So crazy. But yeah, that's kind of the journey. That's kind of the whole story. I'm trying to think if there's any like other important bits of information that you guys might be interested in. But
what about the amount of workload?
Oh yeah. I think it was quite doable. The calls are long. So I found working the hours that I worked, because I was on the other side of the world, I would have to either jump off halfway through and watch the recordings after. But you have to get to a certain number of calls to pass the course.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's just one of those things, you know, if you're organised, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that definitely was, I felt like it was a bit to juggle for me, because I was traveling and
you're doing
working full time. So on my days off, I didn't really want to watch a lesson. I was like, I want to be walking around in Paris.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I didn't even go to Paris, guys. I was like,
just make it
I was like
sound
trying
so
to think
much
of
better.
a country that I went to, like a city that I went to, and I was like, oh, I can't think.
I also think it was definitely a lot more fun, because it's like anything with our story, right? Eliza and I have done this together.
Yes.
And I just feel like if you are doing business alone, if you're doing learning alone, find a business partner, find a study buddy, find someone to support you who's doing something similar to you. Because Eliza and I, we were on the calls, but we were like texting each other being like, oh my gosh, like how cool is this information, and things like that.
Yeah.
And that was just really nice to be able to...
Or would be like, video idea.
Yeah. Very true. That was something that we did, actually. I think we were very good at taking what we had learnt and then putting it into a video straight away.
Yeah.
And not fluffing around.
Yeah, that's honestly the best way to learn, even if you don't make it into a video, but like go call a friend, go book a coffee in with a friend or whatever, tell your partner. Trying to re-explain something that you've just learnt and putting it into your own words is the best. Like teaching, like taking what you've learned and then teaching it to someone else is the best way that you can like retain that information, I find anyway. So for us, and it was a good way that I'm so glad we did it, because it meant that whilst we were doing the program, whilst we were working full-time jobs, we were building an online community.
Yes.
Because a lot of women that we see, you know, and there's no right or wrong here, but they don't start the Instagram account until they feel 100% ready, which is like after the coaching
You'll never
is
feel
done.
ready either.
And then you're like, wait, I want to get clients, but you've got no community there to get clients. So it's like this double-edged sort of like, well, where do I kind of go now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing as well, bridging that gap between finishing that course and starting our own stuff was not stopping.
Yes.
Because you have gained so much momentum through doing that work and through having your practice clients. Like, I hate to say it, but if you're nervous, like, just ignore it and just jump straight in, because I think any amount of hesitation will hold you back and you'll never do it. Like, I think the way that we were just able to keep that ball rolling really got us to where we were today. And we did also, like, Gemma does well with giving you the options of like what kind of coaching role you can step into after the program is finished. And obviously you can do one-to-one coaching, you can do group coaching, you can do in-person events, whatever it may be. We were definitely drawn to the group coaching side of things because we thought there's two of us, so we can hold that space really well. Also, Souls in Sync was built on community, so we wanted to keep that aspect in our business. So the group coaching really called to us. So before we had even designed a program for group coaching, we said, okay, we're making a group coaching program, who's keen? And we had 20 girls jump in and we were like, okay, cool, well, we haven't even made this program yet, like, let's just start from the very first lesson. Like, we had like a kind of layout of what we wanted it to be like, and I think through Gemma's teachings we were able to structure our course like in like a similar way. Like, we knew that we needed to have recordings for people to watch back on. We knew that we needed to honour different time zones because that's what she had done. So we learnt a lot of like the logistical side of things through how she structured her business as well. And then we just kept that momentum going into our group coaching program. And yeah, we're having enrollments for cohort 10 now. So we obviously did something right.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in joining cohort 10, let us know.
Well, you've got 3 days until this starts because this is coming out on Saturday.
I forgot that. But just on that as well, guys, like obviously Gemma's course is incredible for wanting to get a certification. But one thing that we are definitely feeling more and more called to, and as you can probably tell, is we're really passionate about the business side and growing an online community. And it is kind of a skill. And as we've done with our hormonal journey, we are able to give all of the information in a really succinct step-by-step way to heal your hormones, because we didn't have that. It took us way longer, and we feel as though that we can do that with business as well. We can give you those step-by-step processes to help you grow an online business. So we honestly, very similar to Hormone Harmony, we don't have a program, we don't have anything, but we just
have the knowledge.
We just thought, hey, what the hell, let's just put it out in the universe. We've been speaking about it for so long. So if you are someone that, you know, whether you're a menstrual cycle coach or another coach and you're struggling to grow an online business or get clients, please reach out. And we'd just be interested to have a chat and see if we could help you, really. But also on what we've been speaking to the whole lesson, episode, I keep doing that. Episode is Cyclical School. So shout out to Gemma. Cyclical School is where we did the certification, and it is open for enrollments as we speak until the end of May. So you guys have a few weeks up your sleeve if you are thinking of that. And we also have a cheeky discount code as well for you guys, which gets you 500 Australian dollars off the program.
Huge.
And the code is Souls in Sync, all in capitals, and we will put that in the show notes below so you can have that to refer back to. So whether you, a friend, anyone in your life has been thinking about diving into this world, as you can tell, we wouldn't be here today without that, and we could not recommend it enough. It was so much fun, and we'd love to be able to help you out and get a little bit of discount on that. Because as Maya said, it's a bit of an investment.
And if you have any questions as well, like, feel free to reach out to Eliza and I, because we love talking about this. And obviously with a investment like this, it is time, it is money, and you want to feel certain that it's the right step for you. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out. But the other thing that I forgot to mention is, like, in the coaching, Gem also has lots of guest speakers come in too.
Yeah, they are amazing.
And they were amazing. So we still follow a lot of them to this day. And I think she has a really good group of women who like run that program with her. Also, shout out to Mina, her assistant.
Yeah,
she's always
a
on those
G.
emails, replying to us straight away. And I think overall, Gemma runs a really strong program. It was
and the loving, like she really
so
fucking cares about this
nurturing.
work, which is nice.
Yeah, and she's really personal as well. I think you felt like you got to know her. And it just makes me think, like, if I could go back and do that again, I honestly would in a heartbeat.
It was so fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. But I do agree with what Eliza said. I think there's, like, as I was speaking to that momentum and, like, keeping the ball rolling, if you are someone who has all of these things in place and your ducks are in a row, but you're kind of in that grey zone of, like, well, I feel like I post something on social media and no one, like, responds to it, like, I don't know where I'm going with this. Or even, like, things like email marketing and all the behind the scenes stuff that it took us. We still make mistakes to this day.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. We still send emails by accident all the time. And we have people replying being like, I didn't book in this call. And we're like, yeah, we know our system just sent you that and we don't know why. Well, we do know why. It's because I fucked up. But like in regards to all of the behind the scenes things, I feel like upon reflection, if we had someone there to kind of tell us what we know now, oh my gosh, would we have avoided some mistakes.
Yeah.
But you live and you learn, and I think that's honestly like our life's path is here to teach others this stuff. Like we're here to make the mistakes and make it easier for you guys. So you're welcome. But we might wrap things up, guys. So thank you so much for listening.
Thanks for being here. If you like this episode, share it with a friend, give us a big like, put a comment down below, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.